I'm Allison Stucky, and I've lived in Charleston since 2019. I moved down here for a job, actually, the assistant women's soccer coach at College of Charleston. And 2 weeks into moving down here and being like, let's go, right? I'm like 23 years old. I found out I was pregnant with Tyson. And so it kind of changed things a little bit, obviously, like unprepared. You have one vision and then you're like, okay, let's do this. Um, but yeah, I was thankful for moving here and going straight into like a team, right? And I'm with a team of 28 girls. I had two other coaches I was working with. So it was just like, I immediately had a community, which is awesome, especially in that time because I didn't have any friends or family down here. And yeah, it was a great 4 years. And, you know, fast forward to where I'm sitting right now. Here we are,
So where are you from originally?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Yes.
And you were an athlete growing up. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So sports were like my life. I worked really hard and ended up getting a scholarship to play at University of Illinois. And yeah, it was awesome. I always like told my family, like, I'm getting out of the Midwest, like fuck Ohio. And then like I end up in the Midwest, like in Illinois in the cornfields. But it was awesome. It was perfect for me. It was exactly where I was meant to be. And so yeah, I played 4 years at Illinois. My undergrad is in kinesiology, so like exercise science, the human body, movement, all that stuff. Didn't really know what I was going to do with it. And then, senior year comes around, soccer's over, and you're like, what am I going to do? Um, and like, I never truly like loved school. Like, I loved sports, I loved athletics, I loved, the relationship and the culture and the camaraderie that was in that. So I was like, okay, how can I stay in sport
Mm.
now that I'm not an athlete, right? I'm not going to go play professional. I'm done. I want to start my life. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, I've always liked working out. I like the weight room. So I asked my strength and conditioning coach at the time. I was like, Zach, I want to like, what are my moves here? Like, what if I want to like get my foot in the door in strength and conditioning? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, why don't you get your master's, be a grad student, get paid part time for a year, and see if you like it? He's like, the only catch is you can't work under me. You know me. So he's like, I'm going to put you with someone perfect. And yeah, that woman became one of my greatest mental picks of all time. Yeah, true baller. I love her so much. But at first, I was unsure, right? Because I think as humans, like, we like what's familiar. We seek what is comfortable, not necessarily what's going to be the best for us. And that was like my entire life. Like, my entire life was like never really wanting to go to certain edges,
Mm.
like familiar, but like I'm like, ooh, but like I know I can be so much more. So yeah, you always fight that feeling, but I knew with this woman that she was gonna challenge me. And I was like, I know I need this, but I'm gonna be like super uncomfortable.
Mm.
And yeah, so now, I'm 22 and I'm in a weight room setting with essentially my peers, right? These athletes and these people that I've gone to college with for 4 years, I've partied with, I've made bad decisions with you, and now I'm in an authority position and I have to somehow gain respect from these people,
Mm-hmm.
which is a really, really important experience. Uh, that was one of the most uncomfortable experiences because it's your first one, right? You're young, and you start shifting from, well, my job right now is not to be liked. right? This is not a popularity contest. Like, I have to coach you. I have to make you better. So, yeah, it started like there's a shift in identity then, right? And who you want to be and being okay with people not liking you at first,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially as a female coach. And we can get into that later, but
Yeah.
it's a whole other, uh, yeah, just a whole other obstacle to fight when you're just in any authority position as a female. Gaining
Okay.
respect.
So that experience seemed to have changed you in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were able to show up authentically in the weight room and still get respect?
Yes, because of my mentor. Love her. She's one of the most authentic humans I've ever met. And she always, I mean, her thing was like, I'm not here to be your friend, but you will love me. You will learn to love me. I promise you, but I'm not your friend. And it's, yeah, she put me in uncomfortable positions, but she progressed me. She
Mm-hmm.
never just threw me into the fire, right? It was all like this strategic, beautiful progression of I didn't even know what was happening until like you're put in something and you're like, I can't do this, I can't do this. And then it's like, wait, I can do this
Mm-hmm.
because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G that came before this, right? Yeah, she's just like a genius, evil mastermind. But she pushed me and she called me out. And she always taught me that your job is to challenge them, and to challenge them shows them that you care too. And like that's a core a principle of mine. And it can come off really intense, right? She is super intense. I am innately intense, and so I think I immediately was drawn to her. I took really well to her teaching style, and yeah, and then right once you find that intensity and that fire, and you're like, wow, this feels good. This is me. Now it's tempering the intensity, right? It's you can't just be at 100% intensity all the time. It's on like this continuum, um, and it's also how do there's so many in coaching and fitness. You have a plethora of personalities that you have to get through to.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm on 100 at all times, there are going to be kids and people that you miss that you don't get through to. So she taught me that too, because I'm like, you're a bull in a china shop, but you still get through to that kid and that kid and that kid, and that's so important to pick up on. That's an art, right? Coaching is you can get the X's and O's and like you can know all your shit and have the best program, but the art of coaching is forming relationship and having someone trust you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what she taught me.
Now you're more in a fitness space. What has that transition been like for you, and what was the path to where you are now?
So Dylan has helped me a lot with transitioning from collegiate sport to group fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first kind of got into group fitness with him, I told him, I was like, I can't, like, I only coach athletes. Like, I don't know how to coach a non athlete. And he's like, well, you're going to have to, like, you're not at college anymore. You're not with D1 athletes anymore. Um, and so, yeah, it was a big transition for me having to go from coaching someone for sport performance and like we're trying to get like very specific percentages and very specific goals for an athlete, um, and again, right, tempering that for all kinds of different people now,
Mm-hmm.
and finding like joy and like I'm kind of getting choked up a little bit, just being really grateful, like now when I have a mom of three come to me and say, when I have a mom of three come to me and say, I could play with my children. But yeah, it's so, uh, it's amazing to see people trust you enough with their life. It's not just about achieving, this validation or this success or this win loss record. It's about, wow, you're happy. Wow, you're now chasing your dreams. Wow, you're living the life you want. Wow, you're inspiring your children, like your husband, your mom, your dad. Like, you're excited to get up in the morning. So, yeah, so, it makes me so happy.
So do you feel like your values have changed throughout this experience, like going from being a collegiate trainer and now doing more fitness-based coaching? Do you feel like it's changed you in a lot of ways?
Um, so my values are really, they go really deep for me. And I think that's, people know that. People are like, Allison is Allison. And I guess like telling this story in a way, maybe shows people where my fire and intensity comes from. It comes from a good place. It comes from a really, really hard place. Like right, we always think about where we've been, where we're going, what got us here. Charleston Fitness is really glamorous, right? But the way I came up was not glamorous. It was hard, it was messy, it was dark, it was like really internally dark. Um, so, kind of to backtrack, after Illinois, I had this great experience and I wanted to take the next step. And so I went to Ohio State University and I worked with, it was a wonderful opportunity. And I'm just going to preface it with, I am grateful for the opportunity. I would never wish that experience on someone else. But that being said, like, I'm happy I went through it. It shaped me a lot. It taught me a lot. But I was in a really dark place. And it was also like a year of just experience. Like, I didn't even get paid for it. So that's also, people can't even fathom that. Like, you would take an opportunity and not get paid. And that at the time, that's how big I thought this was, this opportunity for me. I got to work with all kinds of teams at Ohio State. I worked with Ohio State football, soccer's, lacrosse, hockey, like you name it, rowing. I met amazing people, amazing athletes, but I'm talking like 4 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. at night every single day. And it's cutthroat. And all they care about is like, you either keep up or don't come back tomorrow. Like, it is numbers. It is this, that. You're competing with other people. It's like so, like, it's just very competition driven instead of togetherness, connection. What are we learning? And I thought I wanted that until, you're in it and you start forming your own opinions about it. But yeah, it was really hard. I was also the only female in that situation. So for a year, I was the only female among, I think there were 8 other like male counterparts that I was with, and I loved them. They were wonderful. Our relationships, I still have relationships with a lot of them, but that's hard. Being the only female in a male driven environment, especially in Ohio State football athletics. And essentially, right, you're the golden child because I'm the only girl and I'm the first girl to ever be in that position. So, Allison, look this way, speak this way, act this way. Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up for yourself or for possible females after you. Right? So, like, I was the experiment child. Like, it was, I had to endure things that my male counterparts did not. From the female coaches, from the male coaches, uh, you know, it was hard, especially being a female that I would say goes against the grain a lot.
Mm.
I challenge opinions. I challenge authority. I've always been like that. I think people are afraid of raw, authentic, renegade spirits, right? So they immediately were like, we got to reel you in. We got to put you in a box. We got to make you more, like, less you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to make it. So, yeah, it shaped me a lot.
You were there for a year?
I was there for a year. It was
Okay.
a long year. And there were a lot of good things too. And also, right, I'm so grateful for that, like, to have this conversation with you, because I just want to have a conversation with another female. And maybe another female hears this conversation. I don't want to sit here and be like, I'm perfect and I did make one mistake, right? Like, no, I made a lot of mistakes. I burnt a lot of bridges.
Mm.
There are things that I would do over. It's okay. I'm not sitting up here acting like I'm this almighty.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, I just enjoy storytelling and conversation. It's healing.
That time in your life put you into a dark place. What was the journey out of that dark place like for you? And where are you now?
The journey out of the dark. Well, relationships that I had were super important. Like, shout out to my guys, Jake and JT. They were my best friends. They were in it, like people that are in it with you, and that support you, and that are like, hey, we see what's happening. Like, we're with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're not against you. I love them so much. They helped me get through that for sure. I think I eventually got this position here in Charleston. I had this opportunity. I'm a big believer, if you're a good person and you make connections, like, you're gonna go where you're supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
People always told me, like, my mentor, my favorite mentor, she's like, chase people and passion and you're gonna be great. Don't chase money, don't chase a paycheck. People and passion, you're gonna be set. So that's what I did. I had a connection down here in Charleston. I took the assistant coaching job and I was like, hell yeah, I'm a Midwest girl and I'm gonna go down south and live at the beach and coach soccer. Yeah. And it was awesome. I mean, yeah, I got thrown a curveball because I was like, I'm having a child as well. But yeah, it pulled me out because it was so, I had so much autonomy and freedom in my position too.
Mm-hmm.
I got to bring my background in strength and conditioning and like speed and agility and like bring it to the team and also coach soccer and help create a culture and help guide like young women who need it, who, like, at the end of the day, soccer is just like the vessel that brought us together and it actually means fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have loved my life in Charleston. It's also a bit difficult, but I will say it's been a great chapter.
So let's talk about your experience with finding out you're pregnant when you moved down here and what that journey was like for you and now up to this point in your life.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories to tell and a really pivotal moment for me in my life was the moment I told my dad that I was pregnant with Tyson. Backstory, me and my dad are very same. We have a very strong, intricate, complex relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hyperventilating on the phone. And you know, like as a dad, and you pick up the phone and your daughter can't even speak, she's crying so hard, you're probably freaking out. So I freaked him out. I can't get words out. He's like, just breathe. Are you okay? Are you in trouble? I'm fine. Well, I was like, the worst thing possible is happening.
Mm.
I'm pregnant, and it's not with someone that I'm in love with. And there was silence on the other end of the phone. And he was like, Alice, the worst thing possible is death. And he was like, every life?
Mm.
Yeah, he's like, I can name 100 worst things. And he's like, maybe we just. So that was huge for me.
Mm.
And after that, and I knew deep down, like I was like, I can do this. But getting validation from your dad and like the relationship I have is huge. So yeah, I had Tyson, and it was like I went back to Ohio, like around the holidays to have him,
Mm.
and then 2020 hit and COVID hit. So it was kind of an extended amount of time that I had, which was kind of nice. And then eventually May 2020, I was like, I got to get back to the world. I think everyone was like, I need something to like a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tyson and I drive down here. My friend drove down with us too. And I moved into the house that we live in now. There was nothing in it but a couch. And I was like, I'm doing this. I'm starting my life. I have this newborn. I need to live my life. I need to start. Uh, yeah, being a single mom is like one of the. That's where my strength has come from. Truly.
Mm.
I've had a great support system. My parents, my family, my friends, and now Dylan. The last 2 years, it's huge, and you don't realize when you're the person that literally has to do everything. Like you are everything for this little human. Plus, you have to be everything at home. Plus, you have to be everything for yourself. Plus, you have to be everything at work. And it's a lot to be
Mm-hmm.
everything. So, stepping into this relationship with Dylan and having someone to just take part of the load off, like, fuck, like I can breathe now. You know, I can
Yes.
enjoy things a little bit more. I don't always have to be the bad guy with your kid, you know? I am the bad guy a lot. It's the hat I wear so well. I don't care if you get mad at me. I'm gonna call you out. And I love you so much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Being a single mom is one of the loneliest things I've ever felt. One of the more isolating things I've ever felt. Especially especially, you know, raising a child where you're not from, you don't have your village. That's one of the biggest things with couples these days is our means of traveling and getting away. It's awesome, right? But now people are ending up at places where they're so far from where they grew up, and their mom, their dad, their grandma, their aunt, their tribe, and they start raising kids, and they're like, why do we feel so isolated? Well, you don't have your tribe, and the tribe is like so important. And my tribe growing up with Tyson was the soccer team and the friends I had, my mom and dad. Um, and like Tyson's the other side of his family, they were so supportive as well. He's honestly, and it was hard. It's a hard dynamic too. But 2024, 24 is my favorite number, just so you know. And in 2024, that was the year that I was like, everything in my life is gonna align and click, and I'm gonna like, yeah, it's gonna click. And it was. I fucking love 2024. I feel bad for people who don't love 2024. 2024 was a great year for me, and now 2025 is like just building off of that. And yes, it's been wonderful. So, to answer your question in its entirety, being a single mom has truly been my strength, like where my essence and like just this fierceness has come from.
Mm-hmm.
Darkness and trauma also builds compassion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say I'm a way more compassionate human being these days than when I was 24.
Mm-hmm. So talk to me about this relationship with Dylan now, and you're building a family together, and it seems like your tribe is growing. So what is that experience like for you now? Like, does it feel more safe?
Yeah. Going through the pregnancy process with someone that you love and that you're building a life with is life changing. I recommend it from the start. Um, yeah, again, it's wonderful. You have a teammate right off the bat. And Dylan and I talk about this all the time. Dylan and I started dating and he knew what he was getting into, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have a 3-year-old, been there, done that. I don't, no bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're either in this or you're not. And it's okay either way. But yeah, no, we're not gonna do the bullshit. And he was like, okay, let's do this. And so to start a relationship with a lot on your plate already, like you find out about someone really fast, which is crucial. I think people make huge life decisions without actually ever going through huge decisions and obstacles and climbing mountains with someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dylan and I, now he's raising a kid with me, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
dating, we're raising a kid together. We're dating, we're operating a gym together. We're dating, we're trying to buy a house together, right? So it's all these things, and they have been great challenges that either build you up or don't. And yeah, it's shown us that we are teammates. We're in this together. We support each other. We're each other's safe place. And that's such a good feeling to have, right? When you have a bad day, and like I've been having a lot of up and down days lately, to have someone no judge, like it is so, you're right, safe, secure, amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
Um, when you knew that you wanted to have this conversation with me, what did you want people to take away from it?
You know, I wanted people to take away just someone else's story, that when you look at someone and it seems one way, right? It seems glamorous, shiny, awesome. Like I want people to know what went into that. It wasn't overnight and it wasn't always happy. It wasn't fucking easy. I wasn't given this position, I wasn't given this platform. Like I worked really hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost a lot of relationships. I've burnt a lot of bridges. I've fallen so many times. I've eaten shit so many times. I've failed so many times. I've embarrassed myself so many times. And still, you rise, always.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, I want people to see that. I want people to know there are so many different ways that you can live your life and get to places that you want to go. And you have all of the tools already. And like that's the beautiful piece, like about the journey, is everything you need is already there. It's inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to figure out how to utilize it all. How does it come to you? And it's this beautiful unraveling of your life if you're paying attention. So that's what
Well, thank you.
yeah.
What would you title this chapter of your life?
That is such a good question. I feel I'm trying to think of like a really good word for it. Honestly, just I feel so in my womanhood. And I don't know, like I wish I had a good word or phrase for that right now, but what it means to be a woman, a strong, maternal, fierce, intense, inspiring woman for everyone around you. That's if there's a word for that.
And then what are you learning to love about yourself?
I love my edginess, like my edginess. I've always been told that I'm very sharp and blunt, and I can definitely turn people away. But I like that about myself. I like that I'm not a people pleaser. I like that I'm not like you have to go inside and read me. You can't just judge it by its cover. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna like it right away. And that's what I like. I like my relationships in my life are so deep and so real because I'm not shallow. And because it's you have to go deep with me. I don't like shallow. I don't like surface level. And I don't necessarily you have to like me and I don't have to like you and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And I love that about myself. And I haven't always been like that. I've been like, wow, why I'm a bad guy. People don't I'm the bad guy a lot. This bad guy complex. People don't like that. People don't like this about you and that's okay. Right? Because the right people will find you, the right people will gravitate towards you. That's it.
I want to leave room for anything that you want to say directly to anyone watching this, even if it's a little thank you or anything you're feeling.
One of the biggest transitions for me in this chapter of my life is changing competitiveness for compassion and connection. My relationships with other women are truly the staples to my life. And these relationships have come later in my life. And so I want to instill that and be that and show that and cultivate that with young women now. Because it's something that I believe that I missed a little bit. But I have it now, right? And I know how to create it. And that's what I want. I don't need to compete with you. Right? Like there's enough room at the top for all of us.
Yes.
We're good. I can celebrate you and cheer you on and still get what I want. We don't need to compete. There's enough cake. And that's the biggest thing is I don't like the world pitting everyone against each other, especially women, especially in a climate like now. And even for men, right? Like we don't need to be pitted against each other. Men know that women are better. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we need to celebrate each other. We need to do it together. Lift as you rise. That's my motto. You gotta lift other people, bring them with you, because it just makes it so much better. I don't want to be at the top lonely. I don't want to be there by myself, and no one gets there by themselves. I'm here because all of the people that came from me, they lifted me up, let me crawl over them. So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Allison.
Yeah, thank you.